Yes, everybody, welcome again to Lasgidi Effect. As you can see, we're all, everybody's buzzing today because today has been an interesting day in the world of football. Mossyboy, Alpha, how are you doing today, man?
Yeah, nothing much, my brother. Just still kind of can't wait for real football to start.
Yeah, we're already
you know,
getting
I,
real football vibes now. Things are happening.
yeah, I've just I'm just using this Olympics game to kind of while away time, and yeah, so it's by maybe probably after this Sunday, then the following Sunday, I think the league is gonna start. I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
because Olympics is going to finish on Sunday, so yeah,
Okay.
we don't have. But for that week, it's going to be so boring.
You have a
Yeah,
week
so
to
yeah,
prepare yourself
yeah,
for what is coming.
yeah. That's right.
Anyways,
Yeah,
anyways, before we go to the show, everybody
yeah.
already knows this is Last Giddy Effect. Our guy, we already see sentiments already in there in the comments. Sentiment, what's up? For those of you, if you're just joining us for the first time, this is Last Giddy Effect, and I'll just show you what we're all about.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be late. Tori,
Yes, so now Last Giddy Effect. Now we did
Hmm.
so. It's your
Yes, yes,
boy
yes.
Gbemiga. I'm here with Mossyboy. Tade and Akuma can't join us today, but I think Tade, Tade now, he will show up in the comment section very soon,
Definitely.
just giving us hot takes. But yeah, welcome
Yeah.
to Last Giddy Effects. Just a bunch of Nigeria football lovers, just talk about football, talk about Arsenal, and we they try infuse some kind Nigerian dialect, some pidgin, some different things as they go. Sentiment FC, we see you, we do all right. Hope you do okay as well. Hope you're doing good. Let's
Mm,
let's let's there are many things to talk about today, but let's kick
yeah.
it off with a little bit of talk about the Olympics. Because I mean, Mossy
Mm,
Boy, like you mentioned, you've been watching the Olympics. Have
yeah.
been I've not been watching actively, but I've paid attention to a few sports.
Mm,
So, say Nigeria, we play basketball, we
mm.
play some of our guys even got
Wrestling,
disqualified,
yes.
and then we've won
I
some.
think we got like kind of two medals now, bronze
Yeah,
and
yeah, we have a
silver.
bronze
I,
in I think is like long jump or something, and then we have
mm,
the wrestling medal as well.
I think we got two medals in wrestling. I think.
Oh, okay. I mean, probably
Yeah,
we have more
bronze,
than two
bronze,
medals. Now. I
bronze
think we have
and
like
bronze
three or
and
four
silver.
medals. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
So yeah,
our people they
but
try
the
represent.
only side that I'm not sure what is actually going on is the on the track. So all our sprinters and they just keep falling like flies, injuries.
I don't
Then
know,
the
man.
only person that I actually rely on that I thought she's going to surprise a lot of people at the Olympics, and she get caught off using hormone grown medicine, which is Blessing Nakagbari.
Yeah.
She was looking good on her heat when I watch her do. She just kind of looked like she's jogging, like. But when I heard the news, I just like,
It was
jeez,
heartbreaking. I can't lie. I mean, I'm sure
you know.
Nigerians all over the world were
I,
just
I I I don't know,
the
man.
team pay me gone. And then it wasn't even
Pay
long
me, yeah.
after the Divine guy. Divine now. The I never expected it guy. He
Mm,
too got disqualified for
disqualified
for for making a
for
false start.
false
So it was
start. Yeah,
just
that's right.
that day
Yeah,
was
yeah,
really
yeah,
really devastating. But I mean,
yeah.
now we have two medals. Hopefully we're
Mm.
raking a few more.
Yeah,
These
but I'm
Olympics
not
normally.
saying we should go there and just dominate the track and field event. But at least we should just kind of show that we could do something. But it's
Yeah,
what it is,
exactly.
anyways.
I
Yeah.
mean, he speaks. I had this conversation with a few people since last week. He speaks to a lot
Mm,
about the amount of effort that is put into sports development in
mm.
the different countries.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
If you organize them, it go better. If you know
You
to
go better.
organize them, you know go better. Now so
Yeah,
the
that's
matter
right.
just
Yeah,
be.
yeah, that's right.
But what would they watch? I think for the football section, it's
Mm.
Brazil and Spain
Brazil
in the
and Spain
finals.
in the final. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Which is interesting because my boy Martinelli did here. He even played the
yeah.
penalty shootout so Brazil take qualify. So if you
Look, his
say,
penalty was sick. He put it
I didn't
top
watch it.
top bin. His
Whoa.
penalty was absolutely. brilliant. I was like, jeez, this guy is the guy. I'm telling you, the guy he go return to Arsenal. He go
Just for
set.
Martinelli's sake,
I'm
I
telling
want
you,
me, make Brazil win because I want me
win.
my boys they lift international trophies as well.
Mm,
May
yeah,
they improve their profile globally.
you know. So Nigeria no get football team we go Olympics.
I don't think say we
We
qualify for this
yeah, we
year's
qualify
football
for it.
Olympics.
I
Uh,
think it be like say they don't catch that country. Say all the people within the field them be overage
on
guys,
old
Jerry.
men now, old men now we they carry go Olympics. No man
I
now.
beg
You know how
if
they
they if
go.
they go now them sabi if they no go. I saw one post for Instagram today. The one guy they said it was they just went back. They say throwback in 2007, and then they come they talk say the guy in a 17-year-old then he scored 7 goals at the under 17. He won the golden boot and the golden ball.
Okay.
I was like, I look at the guy. I said, the guy look. I said, this guy at that 2007, the guy go, he go,
You already
because
look
the guy
like
go be in
Baba.
his 30s. I tell you.
You don't already look like Baba.
But that's the thing. This is what I'm saying. If you are 17-year-old at 2007, you should still be playing till now.
Till now, yeah. I
You
mean, it's just
understand what I
what it
mean?
is.
But you know where to be found
At
after
all.
that competition. It's
Uh,
just like kind of they just went
look
out of
calm
radar.
now, and we go talk about we'll talk about Messi in a bit. But
Mm-hmm.
look at that Messi's generation now. That under
Mm-hmm.
17.
Now,
Remember that was when we knew Mikel Obi as well,
Mikel
Isaac
Obi,
Promise, a bunch
now.
of these boys. How many of them still there?
But the thing be said, look at those Messi time under 17, that Messi generation. The only person that is still playing is Mikel Obi.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the people that play with Messi in Argentina. Then some of them they're
They're
playing
still
for
there.
top
You
clubs.
get so now
you know,
so you gonna say something fish is
something's
going
fishing.
down.
You know,
And so now sentiment tells me here saying hopefully Martinelli comes back match fit, brother.
is that
That's
the
the
guy is gonna
biggest
be
prayer,
match fit
man.
anyway. So it's no injury in their squad. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been good.
As
So.
in, because I don't need Martinelli this season. I really want him to get as many chances as possible.
Mhm.
Now, when we say we not go even to play as many
Mm.
games as before, say before,
Before, yeah,
say at
that's
least you
right.
get
Yeah,
six
yeah, yeah,
Europa League games, but
yeah.
now
Yeah.
nothing.
Mm.
So, make
But
guy
now the,
just
the
stay fit
person
for
who
a season.
surprised me still till now is Dani Alves. The guy captain Brazil at the Olympic. Oh.
That guy, na football legend. That guy na
that
legendary man.
guy is oh my god. When they are saying
Legendary
Brazil
man.
legend, that guy is a legend. Trust.
Legendary man. That guy, as you know, Daniel Alves. Now, Baba, he's
Man,
done it all in this
he's done
football.
it. Oh, he's won all. He's won all the cup you can think of. I think the only thing that he hasn't won is that Olympics, and he wants to go and win it.
And if you win him, he don't end with
You
us now.
don't, I'm telling you.
He don't end with us. He don't end with
Yeah,
us.
you know.
Anyways, let's go into some of the main things I wanted to discuss today. And
Yeah.
honestly, I cannot start with anything else but Lionel Messi leaving Barcelona.
I beg, man. I
See,
beg, I beg, I
when we
beg.
want, when we been starts, when we been they create the flyer for this show, no be the
Mm.
heading where we give this show with that. But as that thing happen, everything just got changed. See, Messi come up back, I no believe him. And I no believe him. He still they shock me till now. As in, but I don't know. Mossyboy, if he like say he don't too care about anything happen.
Listen, let me tell you, all this thing not just PR. I would say the thing be say, I'm telling you, I can bet you now, Messi know they leave Barcelona. He's staying.
Mossyboy, now wow. See this guy. They don't already
Messi
release thank you, Leo video. Back I don't tweet though. They don't post the
stay in
video.
the leave.
Say thank you, Leo. I know they
Okay,
joke. Oh.
you will see a U-turn.
Okay.
You go
If
see
you say
U-turn
so.
now. Where you want go? Where you want go?
Enough clubs will go carry Messi now. I mean, not enough, but I mean, you get PSG. If you go PSG, normal.
You get
If you
Man
go
City.
Juve, the clubs where they spend money. If you go Juve, if you go Man City, like you said, I mean, I
Mm.
think those three clubs can probably snatch him up. I don't. I'm gonna say Chelsea, but I don't know that it will go to Chelsea. But it might. I mean,
Chelsea no
they're the current
fit pay
champions of
his
Europe.
wages. You know, this guy
Yeah,
they
but
earn over nearly a million a week.
the wages are
This
mad,
guy is
man.
mad. I think
It's
that's the
almost
reason.
like
That's maybe
400
probably
and
that's one of the reason why he's leaving, because then Barcelona needs to bring their wage structure down,
yeah,
because
Barca not get
they're
money
in
at the moment.
serious trouble. So
They don't
yeah,
get money at the moment.
yeah.
See, the banter, the thing, was sentiment saying Messi for the fat bonus check. Now, so man,
Mm.
what do you guys think? And I know that this might be reaching, but don't you think Arsenal can get Messi? It's free transfer. It's just the it's just
Listen, let me tell you
the
one thing.
wages you need
Yeah,
to cough up.
Arsenal if he get Messi, can they pay his wages?
It's 600. We go
They
see.
can't
We
pay
don't
his
we don't we don't
wages.
say we go sell. We want to sell some players. If we sell all those players, now you carry all the money, take pay Messi.
It's now only Messi go. Now only Messi fit go do the job for us. If even if only Messi did Barcelona, yeah, you know, he still need to play with some players to score his goals. You know,
True,
you know if
true.
you do the in one three, no if you do the no if you do the forest.
But what thing go come happen to Barca now? Just I mean, I know you said that you suggested that there might still be a U-turn, but let's imagine that there's no U-turn now. So Barca, they've signed
But
Aguero, they've signed the pay. Do you
but
think they will still be as dominant as they've been in
but
the Spanish league and even in the
the way you're
Champions?
going to look at it is Messi cannot play forever. At some point, even though if he's not leaving Barcelona, at some point he's going to retire, right? And he
True.
won't play for Barcelona again. They will have to move on. They will have to move on because Messi is not there. The only thing they will be looking at now is okay, who are we going to bring in that is going to be doing what Messi is doing? It's not that person is not going to be definitely is not going to be Messi, but they will want to bring someone in that will say, okay, make things happen. We don't want you to score the number of goals Messi scored. We don't want you to set up Messi's record, but make things happen for us. You can see Barcelona now. Then they look for player where they on free transfer. They know they look for player
They
where
don't get
still
money.
they know, you understand what I mean. So
They don't get
no
money.
way Barcelona. Look at when Ronaldinho left Barcelona. Now when he finished for Barcelona, they move on. Look at when Rivaldo finished, they move on. And these are big players that are scoring big in a big game,
True.
scoring big goals
Ronaldinho
for them.
left as well. They moved on.
So yeah, you
So
understand. Ronaldo de Lima
mhm.
left, so they have to move on. So now they just have to kind of move on after Messi anyway. So one way or the other, they will have to do something.
Sentiment is here saying Gbemiga, remember what Eddie said, like Magic Messi, boom. He said Arsenal, Arsenal is a retirement home. See, let me tell you, if it's for
Mm,
Messi, I accept. It's when you can't be a retirement home for people like William, Czech, all these people. I don't want
yeah,
no retire.
that's
No,
right.
but if you be a retirement home for Messi or retirement home for Ronaldo, I beg. I'm fully on board with that. That
With
one
that.
we can understand the banter. But when we
Hmm.
now go and bring some aged guy somewhere, so come and retire
Mm,
here, come and collect pension.
yeah.
I beg. Maybe that kind of club. So that's interesting. So another U-turn for this Messi matter now, we say, as Messi go back, sorry, as
Mm,
Messi don't, I mean, presumably come back, it
hmm.
sparks up an interest for Man City because we all know that Pep was interested in bringing Messi to City.
Yeah.
We also know, which is another news, that Jack Grealish of Aston Villa, and we will talk about Aston Villa a little bit.
Hmm.
He don't come on Aston Villa, he don't join Man City.
Man
He
City. Yeah.
carried their number 10 shirt.
Yeah.
Do you see a chance for Pep to still go after Messi after he has signed
And
him
but
for 100
the
million,
thing be
by the
say,
way?
yeah, the thing be say, Man City won't sign Kane yet. Man City if he say, oh, we don't want Kane on, just drop Kane, Sega, make you go. Messi is free now. Go bring Messi. We got Grealish, Messi. Then we're done for the season. You understand
Omo,
waiting at the talk now?
Grealish is lucky. Oh. He's lucky that
Yeah.
that transfer got done before Messi's announcement. If not, there could have been a U-turn on his own transfer as well. But
Uh,
that's interesting. That's interesting. I can't pity this Kane where you mentioned. I can't pity him
um,
because Kane normally now he won't come out Tottenham.
he
He
won't
don't make
come on. He
him
won't go
almost.
win. Kane won't go win trophy. If Kane no
Mm-hmm.
go Man City, he go PSG.
She PSG won't buy him.
And now, Pochettino one time now.
Oh well, I mean that makes
Hmm.
sense. I mean Pochettino is former manager is at PSG.
Hmm.
It makes sense, yeah. But
Pochettino want Harry Kane and Dele Alli.
the two of them,
Hmm.
of which they thrived on that porch.
Yeah,
If you remember,
two of them
Kane
really play well on
yeah,
that pitch.
they really
Yes.
thrived on that porch.
Hmm.
Now as this your man now, pragmatic football, around board specialist Mourinho as he reached there, now everything just change. Everything just change. We have a after I have not seen this name before in the
I would say
comments. We have
that's the only one mistake Tottenham has made. from
Not signing
from
a
no, 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 from Pochettino playing attacking football, some good football. They now went to go and get Jose Mourinho, just turn them to
just
like
turned it around,
turn
just
turn
turned
them
them
to
to,
like lampposts. So
you know,
you have to stay there. It's just like
crazy
kind of turned to
situation.
it
Yeah,
is. So
we
it's
have a
just
new guy. I've not seen this name before.
yeah,
Bagav Kondetti. I hope I'm pronouncing your name
yeah.
correctly. Big ups to
Mm,
you. Welcome to Lasgidi Effect. And he's
mhm.
here in the comments saying Messi going to PSG. Fullback's gonna be in trouble with that front three because bro, and this is absolutely true
Yeah,
because if you get Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe,
yeah.
any back four that they are running at, those people are they're gonna walk. Oh,
Yeah, I'm telling you.
it go, because normally I remember when Mbappe man, it was Neymar, Mbappe, and Cavani with Di
Yeah.
Maria in PSG. I remember watching some PSG games, and those boys used to play like machine gun. It
Mm,
was crazy. So
crazy.
imagine adding Messi into that mix.
Hmm.
It will, and
Look
then
at
it's the
look at
French league. And you know the
hmm
French league
the
normally.
French. Yeah,
Nah,
that's right.
PSG, they ain't get that league. Then go
Like,
tear teams apart, man.
easy, easy. But look at even though look at Spanish league when Neymar, Suarez, and Messi, those front three,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
tear. If I'm
They will
telling you,
tear
the
teams apart.
only defense that always stand in their way is Real Madrid defense because they got Ramos. They got this new Manchester United center back they just signed Varane. So they
Varane.
got those two guys, Ramos and Varane. They always stand up to them. But apart from
Wait,
that,
what's Real Madrid doing? They don't, are they replacing those people?
I don't know. I think Real Madrid themselves they're trying to kind of cut down their wage
Cut their
structure,
own cost
anyways.
as
But
well. Those
and
people they've
those,
spent money for so
this
long.
yeah, yeah.
Now it's
I'm not
catching up
sure.
with
Did
them.
team in Spain actually have the what did they call it is it FFP fair
The
play
financial fair play. I
financial
think they
yeah?
do.
Did
I
they
think
have
it's
it over
a
there?
I'm not sure, but I think they do. I think
Yeah,
maybe there's
because
like
I know they
like
have
a
it in
UEFA one.
France. Because I remember when PSG signed Neymar, they cannot sign Mbappe. Then they have to take Mbappe on loan. Then the following season they sign him because the money they
That's
spend on
true.
Neymar is actually
It
over
was too much.
the is too much. So they took Mbappe on loan and they kind of like sign him the following year. So uh,
Yeah,
well,
we'll see for PSG. I think the only major signing we know they've
mm,
made is so far
mm,
is Donnarumma, and that was
yeah,
a free transfer.
yeah.
So if they can snap up Messi, maybe they'll win the Champions League. Who knows?
They win. But
We go
because
see now.
the two teams that are actually dying to win Champions League right now is Man City and
It's
PSG.
PSG and City now.
Mm.
It's PSG and City. We'll see,
But
Sha.
any other team in that Champions League, they
Yeah. Bagav is here
Man
say
City messed up in the final. It should have been their
they
cup.
messed
They
up now.
messed up
Come on,
big
they know.
time.
Even they know. But now
They
them
really
Sabi.
messed up. Pep Guardiola knows that.
He
So
knows now.
he's gonna come again and he's gonna try and win it next season. But I'm telling you now, Pep Guardiola will not focus too much on winning the Premier League next season.
He just
But
wants that Champions League.
he will be going hard on that
And you
Champions
can't
League.
blame him because even without focusing, you know that they will
Mm.
still be in top
They will
four.
still be
It's
in the top
not.
four.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
given for them. But if he
yeah.
puts his
That's right.
energy in that Champions League, that's the thing
But
that he's here to do.
the team that will be trying so hard to win that Premier League again next season will be Liverpool, Chelsea,
Yeah, I think United will try as well.
Manchester United. Those three teams will be there. But
I think United will try.
I'm not.
It's sad that you don't say that Ateta will try to win it, but
Listen,
the
listen. Let me tell you one
Ateta
thing.
faith.
Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. Yeah, you see those three teams I mentioned. Yeah, even though Manchester United fan they're saying Ole is not good enough, they have a better team than us. You see, one thing that people needs to understand about Ateta is when he was at Man City, he got world class player. Then he thinks all of a sudden he's a good coach or he's a good manager or whatever they call him. It's not. Ateta is not there yet. And I keep saying this. Look, go and watch all our preseason game. All our striking force went dead. You understand what I mean? We're not scoring goals. You fixing something and you breaking others. Like, all the records. Where you're going to know is like all the record that has already stood for Arsenal for a very long time. All those record has gone away now under him. Or what is he doing different to what is it called to what is he doing different to the former manager Emery? Can, he's not
Who
doing
knows?
anything. His
It's
record
not
is
doing.
even his
It's
record
worse
is
than Emery
worse
at this
than
point, and you have
Emery
to
at
be
this
honest
point.
about that.
And I can't believe Arsenal still allowing this guy to carry on
To still manage
managing the
is
team.
the it's for me it's one of the most confusing things in football for me at the moment.
Mm.
How Ateta it's not just how he's still the manager of Arsenal, it's how there seems to be absolutely no pressure on him, regardless of what
No
happened last
pressure,
season.
no
Like
pressure. And I'm
every
still telling you today, if Emery can speak fluent English like the way Ateta speak fluent English, Emery might probably still be Arsenal
still
manager right
yeah.
now.
But anyways, let's hold that thought. Let's take a few more
Mm,
comments because the comment section is buzzing at the moment. Big
yeah.
Us Bagger, he says the amount of take one is going to be insane every game. You know that now. If Messi goes to PSG now, Wahala. Bamidele Ali over Pogba. No, Poch wants Labi. Pogba. Oh well, Big Us Bagger, thank you, Sentiment FC. Uh yeah, I mean, I guess we all had a good summer. Hoping for a better Arsenal season than last year. All of us, so we did here, we did hope and pray we go soon enter fasting now before season start. Randy Viper is here. Big up my man. He says
Yes,
my favorite
Randy.
show. Way better without bias. That is the blunt pundit, not the bias pundit. Big up Randy Viper. Sentiments here saying cheers, Bagav. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Randy Viper, my favorite Mossyboy and Gbemiga. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Just the
Thanks,
hype us,
man.
the hype
Yeah.
us. We did all right. Oh my god, it's been Bagav is saying been a busy summer, cautiously excited for Arsenal season. You know, as an Arsenal fan, you can't be overly excited because
And
if
I still
you
can't believe that people are getting excited for
you have to
Arsenal
manage
still.
your expectations. If not, Arsenal can see, and we can talk a bit about Arsenal,
Yeah.
because I mean we've talked about Messi for a little bit.
Hmm.
And we can start with this thing that Randy Viper has brought up, Xhaka 4-year extension at Arsenal. You know, if a, a month ago, or even
Mm,
just before the Euro started, everybody was
mm,
convinced Xhaka was leaving Arsenal because
mhm,
Roma had said they wanted to buy him. We just knew it was just agreeing on a price. And
mm,
all of a sudden, it seems like they're not going to increase their offer. And Arsenal have said, you know what? We're not selling again then. If you guys don't want to give us money, we're going to extend Xhaka's contract. Which for me, I'm like, oh more, this thing a problem because one, a lot of half of the fan base hates Xhaka.
mhm.
Is that one is not half of the fan base
Yeah, but
doesn't like
okay,
the guy.
tell okay, I want to say something now.
Okay.
And what I want to say is the Arsenal squad right now. Tell me what is first of all what is different, what is the different there, because I was looking at the game. I asked a question on the group chat that who knows where Arsenal and Chelsea game is on. But if you want to watch it on arsenal.com, you have to pay. So which I c- I can't find the channel they're playing it on, so I have to kind of pay to kind of get it onto the TV. You see the Chelsea second team, yeah? I will take all of them. All that Chelsea second team that played Arsenal in that friendly, I will take all of them over that Arsenal first team squad. We have full squad. We have our first team squad. We cannot beat Chelsea reserve
It
teams.
was,
Chelsea
it
second
was so
team.
bad because he had like a bunch of players that
Come
weren't
on.
even their first team players, and I'm like,
Because I'm telling you now, yeah, you see that Chelsea teams that we play. You see, I can tell you 10 of them will be going back on loan. 10
well,
of them will be
of
going
course, because they
out
can't
on.
keep
None
all.
of them can get into the first team. Apart from maybe probably N'Golo Conte. They haven't Rudiger doesn't play that game because I think he's still on holiday.
Yeah, it was a guy called Trevor Chaloba or something like
Look
that.
at that Trevor and Sa at the back. They are immense. They are very good. They are way better than Arsenal. One ball I don't even know how Atata is playing. He's playing so high. One ball is beating our two defense.
That game
Oh
was
my God.
it was very worrying for me because one thing that we all sort of started to agree on was that we were getting better defensively.
And
That game exposed us in such a
I'm
way that
telling
I'd never
you,
imagined
they just
before.
make Tammy Abraham look like Benzema terrorizing our defense, and he
At
end up
no
scoring.
point, yeah, I mean, the goal he scored was a gift. It was a gift from Bellerin. Bellerin just came on and said, "You know what? Let me show myself
Listen,
again." We
listen.
are just equalized, and
Let
Baba.
me tell you one thing. You see the reason why all these players are still Arsenal. Yeah, nobody wants them because if they go to another team, they're not going to bring anything onto the table.
No, but wait, can I also say something, right?
Yeah.
And look at it this way. There's players like, and I'll give you a few examples. Coquelin, who went to Villarreal, or was he? Yeah, I think it was Villarreal or Valencia. I can't remember.
Mm,
Gabriel, remember Gabriel as well? Gabriel Paqueta or something like that. Also left us.
yeah.
I went to, is it Villarreal or Valencia?
Yeah.
There are players that we've been able to sell, even though they weren't doing well at Arsenal. And this happens in every league, right? Sometimes you are still able to sell your players, even though
Mm,
they're not doing well here. At least they can go somewhere else and give it another shot. That's one. Two, I don't think that Arsenal players are Bellerin, for example, I think it's 24 or 25. I don't think is terrible enough that
mm.
there is no mid-table team in any league that wants
Yeah,
Bellerin.
Bellerin is a 25-year-old guy, but he looks like someone that's been around for decades.
I think that, and I've always said this. I think that we've created, and I think maybe this is also the pressure of playing for a big club, but I think
Hmm.
we've created too much negative PR about those players. And it's not that people don't want to buy them; it's that people are not willing to pay big money for them. And
Hmm.
we're just, and if you're not going to accept the little money they're offering you, right, then they're just not going to buy him because they're like, this is what this guy is worth. From all of the indications of what you guys have said about him,
But
you
do
said
you
he's
know?
dead wood, you've benched him for months. Why
Mm,
should I pay you more than 15 million for him?
yeah, but do you know the reason why people? You said something now. You said we have a negative. Arsenal have a negative PR, right? Do you know the reason why Arsenal fan or Arsenal the people talk about Arsenal player negatively, right? Is because these players doesn't give Arsenal fans or pundit chance to talk anything good about them. If you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So every time they come onto the pitch, they just don't give us what we want. They just, you know,
Yeah.
I
Theo, I
don't
know
know,
you're
man.
there. I'm not sure what's going on with your mic, but we can
They
also, I
probably
can
wants
still
to
hear
mute the want
Mossyboy
to mute.
from,
Yeah,
so maybe you unmute your YouTube or something.
yeah.
But welcome to the show, Theo. We're just talking a bit about Arsenal and the transfer situation. Sentiment is saying, Jacques, I hope the Boo Boys boo him out of the stadium. We'll see. I hope not. I hope we don't have that kind of energy around. This is a response to you talking about Ateta and Emery. Rand Viper
Mm,
is saying Ateta is worse than Emery. Sentiment is also saying, if I see Xhaka on the team sheet, King Henry, I ain't watching. I mean, that's what on reset the other time, and that
yeah.
obviously caused a lot of ruckus. But yeah, Theo, what's your take on? I mean, one is this issue of giving Xhaka a 4-year extension, and also just the general issue of how Arsenal seems to be unable to sell players. What do you think is going on there? And welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening, good afternoon. I think it's afternoon or morning where you are, I don't know. But
I mean,
um
it's afternoon for me.
We're yeah. Evening we are here anyway.
yeah,
So
afternoon, right?
Yeah.
Eve, right? Yeah.
yeah. How you doing, man?
Um yeah, I'm fine. As for
Cool.
Arsenal, I think Xhaka was a 1 year extension, if I'm correct.
It's four,
I think
four
it's four,
years.
man.
No, I believe because they said his current deal runs into 2024. The new
Oh,
contract
okay.
is signing, he runs
It's an
into
extension of that deal.
2025. It's an extension of that deal with an
Oh, okay.
option of an extra year.
Okay.
So it's like a 1 year extension with an option of an extra year. I believe. I don't think it's like a 4 year extension adding to the original contract.
but what I read is 4-year deal they gave to him anyway. So that's what I read.
Because Fab reported it like his contract is until 2025 and his
Hmm.
current contract ends by 2024.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like
actually,
John,
okay. I think what's going on is his current contract. His current contract runs out in 2023, actually, and so we just
23,
extended that
okay.
contract to 2024. That's what has happened here.
Yeah. So it's just a well. Generally, I don't even have an issue with his extension because Roma didn't want to pay up. So basically, Arsenal are just
And
trying to
but yeah,
protect.
Theo, I'm gonna say something on what you just said, and this is this is probably an agenda that I've been trying to push for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Because I'm
yeah,
saying, on one hand, we agree, and I'm sure Arsenal fans worldwide agree that we need to sell players. There are a lot of players at this club, and we don't have enough games for these players to even play, right? So we need to sell players. We need to reduce the wage bill. So people don't want to buy our players for the fees that we want to attract them. I'm saying because the transfer window is closing, right? In a few more weeks, we won't be able to sell players anymore, and we have to wait again. And we'll
yeah,
get to that situation where Ateta will not register some people because obviously this you can't register everybody and you have such a large squad. I'm saying
yeah.
take whatever you can get for these players, cut your losses, and move on.
That's correct. I agree.
I
I
don't
completely
think
agree with that.
because these people are clearly we are more desperate to sell than people are desperate to buy.
To
Roma
buy,
and
yeah.
Xhaka is an example. They've just told you, I'm not going to buy him if you're not going to sell him at the price that I want to sell him at. And we've now been forced to give him an extension. And I see this happening today now. You see that we're probably going to sell Willock for what, 20 or 25 mil.
Yeah, 25
And
25
this
minutes.
mil,
is
yeah.
what is going to happen. See, all these players, Reece Nelson, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, all these players, Cedric Suarez, nobody's going to pay top money for them. Take what you can get, count your losses, and move on. But I don't know. What do you think about that?
Actually, thinking about what you just said, you have a very good point because naturally, as an Arsenal fan, my own natural thinking is that I want to get the value of the player because with that Xhaka issue, I looked at the fact that he was an international captain, like he was experienced in European football before he even came to Arsenal.
There we
So
go.
them not paying that 25, it was like a slap on our face. So I just felt like we needed to stand by our decision. But looking at it based on what you just said right now, I feel like we should have just cut our losses. Not only for Xhaka, for Maitland Niles. I remember last season, because thinking about it right now, last season, was it not Wolves that
Yeah, they
bid
were going
like
to pay 20M for him then. When we had
and
just won the FA Cup and he was a part of that, and there was a lot of hype on him.
also that same last season, Torreira, last year were offering money for Torreira, but we're asking for more. So I actually think looking at it in the general aspects, us as a club, we actually need to cut our losses because the stage we are right now, because the thing about selling your players for value, right? Bef- Looking at a club like Chelsea, they are Champions League winners, UCL winners. So they can literally sell any of their squad for a high amount of money. Why? Because they have that pedigree. They like let's be honest, Chelsea as a club right now have more pedigree than Arsenal. So they can sell their assets easier. The stage we are as a club, we are not really respected in the European market. So any player will be deemed surplus. No other club has value
Okay,
for them. So
let me come into that.
Mossyboy,
Okay,
one more before you,
okay.
because I think Randy Viper is saying something about this. He says they've paid out Ozil, but they don't want 15 million for Xhaka. It's obvious that Teta wants to keep him. You can say what you want to say and then maybe respond to that as
Okay,
well.
yeah, let me say this. I'm not sure whether, because I've got my brother-in-law, is a Chelsea fan, right? And I'm not sure whether how much you guys watch Chelsea. Chelsea has got a bigger squad,
Yeah,
maybe than Arsenal.
I think
They
they
have
have
a
42
massive
players
squad
or something at the
because
moment.
I was watching the game, and most players playing for Chelsea, I can't. What I'm seeing, I can't believe they're still at Chelsea. Baba, I can't believe Baba still at Chelsea.
Baba Rahman.
And yeah, these players are top players. They went on. As Chelsea send them on loan. Why, if Arsenal doesn't want to sell all these players, send them on loan like what Chelsea does. Chelsea can still go out and bring on a player that is going to do the job for them. They send
True.
them on loan. At the end of the season, when their loan finished, they all come back to the club. They shuffle them again. Okay, who do we want to keep? Who do we want to send on loan? They just
But
send them back again. You
the
understand what I
problem,
mean? But
the difference between us and Chelsea is that Chelsea can send a player on loan and
yeah,
then buy a player to replace that player they sent on loan. While Arsenal, if we say we want to send a player on loan, we don't have the funds to replace that player. That's the difference between us and
so
Chelsea.
let me say something, Theo. Me and Tade, we've argued with this. Is it Arsenal telling you that they don't have money to go and buy another player?
Because
Did you
Arsenal, with the way Arsenal has been
where did
moving in
you read
recent
that
times, they
from?
don't look like a
No,
club that
we
doesn't
we
have
did
money.
this argument. Okay,
But
this is what
I'm not saying we don't have
this is
money.
the thing.
I'm not saying we don't
Listen,
have money.
yeah,
Okay.
this
I'm
is
not
the
saying
thing. Let me say this. Yeah, all of a sudden we don't have money. All of a sudden we spend 50 million on Ben White. All of a sudden we want to spend 70 million on what is it called,
Madison.
Madison.
And
And we
30
want to
million on
and
Ramsdale.
70 million, another 70 million on this
Martinez.
striker from
Martinez.
Inter
Oh yeah,
Milan.
from Inter, Lautaro
So
Martinez.
are you telling me that Arsenal doesn't have money, or they try? These people, they're just a party. What do they call it in Nigeria?
Then,
This
then they,
I beg.
well,
Make
I mean,
anybody no come tell me say
when they
Arsenal
don't tell
no
you say
get
they
money
don't
to
get
get the
money.
player they
But I
want.
mean,
I
at the end
beg,
of the
man.
day, they still whatever whether they have money to spend or not, they need to make sure that the books are balanced and they're turning a profit.
Mhm.
And for
Yeah.
me, I mean, like you said, if you're not gonna you're not gonna use them, right, and you can't sell them, send them out on loan.
On
But
loan, that's the
I
thing.
also, I mean, so I think that I believe that if we refuse to take peanuts for these players, I
Yeah.
expect that by the end of the transfer window, most of them
Mhm.
would have gone on loan because keeping
Yeah.
them on the bench, it further tanks their value.
You
And
understand? Look,
it's,
for example, Reece Nelson, for example, how many games did he play last season? Maybe two. And you just keep him
and it's
there
not fair,
doing
and it's not
nothing.
even fair on the player
But,
himself because
but don't you
you're
also, but
sponsoring his loan.
don't you also think another contributing factor is that those players don't actually want to leave? Because I've heard cases like Reece Nelson doesn't want to leave on loan. Like last
Yeah, but
season when he
listen,
had
listen, Theo. If a player said it into the office and just said, "Okay, this season you are not in my plan. I will want you to go on loan to go and get game of football." The player will understand. If immediately the gaffer said, "You are not in my plan this season," the player will just said, "Okay, I just don't want to be sitting down on the bench. I just don't want to be watching the game on the, you know, I would rather go on loan than sitting down on the bench for doing
And sit
nothing."
on the bench.
You understand what I mean?
But,
So
but
yeah.
I mean,
it's the
you make
manager
a
that
valid
needs to
point.
is the manager that needs to tell them, okay, where they are, what are they trying to do? This is where we are. Then, because maybe probably the manager is not telling them that they believe that, okay, I can still work hard and get into the
When you
team.
get the managers. I mean, you
Maybe
make a valid point, and
that's where inexperience comes in.
yeah,
Inexperience
exactly.
from Arteta.
It's just that this is his first job. Everybody always forgets. You think the guy is some like
But give
genius
you
that
one.
knows everything,
Let me quickly one
but the
example.
man just started.
Can you
But
can
wait,
you guys hear
before
me?
you go on, let's take a few comments. This
Yeah.
is sentiment saying
Mhm.
Xhaka's new contract costs 24 million pounds. He's literally going wide. He say Chineke, brother, and so we see him. He's also here saying keeping players sometimes does more harm than good. Take the
Mhm.
12 million, which is interesting. Theo, they're asking you a question here. Are you Tade's attorney general? Because it seems like you are defending Tade's ideas. Sentiment also said Palace just let go of 10 senior players for free to rebuild. We're holding on to further to rebuild. Make it make sense. Matt ain't adding up. Yeah, so Theo, it seems like you wanted to make a comment.
No, I didn't want to say anything.
No. It's
Oh,
me that
okay.
wants to make a
Oh, okay, well,
comment
yeah,
quickly.
Mossyboy, want to give us an example of something? Yeah, sorry.
when Jose Mourinho joins Tottenham, yeah, he gave everybody a clean slate, and everybody has played some rounds of game round all the players at Tottenham. They do this Tottenham show. It's on YouTube as well, and in England, the Danny Rose is one of the top left back in England, but Jose Mourinho see this guy that good. I was Mourinho called Danny Rose into the office and he told him that, look, you are not good enough to play for me. It looks harsh, and Danny Rose was not happy. That's the manager, like, tell the player enough to play for you or not in your plan. Danny Rose has to storm out of this and said, no, I'm going to go and I'm going to call Danny Levy into this. Jose Mourinho said, yeah, well, you could do what you want to do. Then Danny Rose he said, I'm going to call Danny Rose to Jose Mourinho. So in this type of situation, Atata needs to go and meet the players that he doesn't want and tell, look, you are not in my plan. It's either you find yourself a new club. Period. That is
But I mean,
just to let these players know where.
yeah, you make a very valid point. And Theo, when you mentioned about experience, it's just the truth. Sometimes, as a manager, you need to almost be, say you're ruthless and just decide on who you want to keep and who you want to let go, and make those decisions for the betterment of the club. We have Abdullah. Abdullah is here saying Shaka for captain. Oba is not captain material. I mean, while he might be trolling, I'm sure that a lot of Arsenal fans share the sentiment about Oba not being a proper captain for Arsenal. And then obviously Xhaka was a former captain. Everybody says he has leadership
I want
skills.
to talk
But
about that
I'm not even going to bring that up on this show.
One
Let me
thing
not
I
just
can't
as
take
well.
away, one thing I can't take away from
When
Xhaka is
yes,
like he should be leader. That's one thing I can't take away
It's
from him.
obvious. He's a born leader. You can see. He's the captain of his country. So it's not a. But he has had his fair share of issues with Arsenal fans. It's why a lot of Arsenal fans do not even want to see him continue to lead the club. But there's also a lot of doubts about
it's just a little.
Aubameyang's
It's
ability
late.
to
It's kind
captain the
of
club properly.
lagging.
Uh,
Internet Gbemiga is really lagging. Late as well.
oh, I'm not sure what that is. Might be my
Mm,
internet.
mm.
But is it better now? Can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you, but it's just everything you said is kind of come late.
Come on, internet one day can mess us up. Oh.
Yeah, we carry on anyway. That's
I think
Theo.
he's
Can you hear me?
lagging.
He's lagging. Yeah, he's really
Yeah, I
lagging.
can
Yeah,
hear you.
that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
great, awesome. We just see whether he's gonna come back now. Maybe probably like thunderstorm in Maryland in
He has totally stopped. He's off.
he's come
Okay,
back now.
to change.
Uh,
I just tried to change my internet and the connection. I'm not sure if this is any better.
it's better. I can hear you.
Yeah, are you using a Wi-Fi or
Yeah, I'm
yeah, I can
using a
hear you.
Wi-Fi.
Are you
I'm
using a
using the home
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
or cable?
Yeah, I'm using the home Wi-Fi, but I think that they're two
Yeah,
different networks, so I just connected to the other one to see if that'll be better.
yeah, okay.
Um, yeah. So I mean, like
Yeah,
Theo was saying the other time, you can't deny Granit Xhaka's leadership abilities, and you just have to take that into. But I don't think Xhaka will be the captain of this club. But it's fine. But what I do think is true is what Randy Viper
mhm.
says, that Xhaka is going to be a regular starter. I think he will be a regular starter
No, no.
next season. You don't agree, Mossyboy?
Well, who's going to bench him? out of all the squad that we have right now. Nobody is benching him.
And now Pate is even injured.
But in that position, so
I'll rather
maybe
say Bonga, to be honest.
probably the thing is, I can't believe Arsenal with Basuma to come to Arsenal. This guy got the highest number of tackle in the Premier League last season, Basuma, and I can say I heard the news that Liverpool wants this guy. So if this guy goes to Liverpool, Anderson, what do you think Liverpool in front of them? You understand what I'm saying? Every media they've talked about this guy Basuma to ask enough on with this guy to come to Arsenal. This guy is going to be the first signing, but still we still haven't make a move.
I don't even think
Somebody that we don't million on him.
he must have been so disappointed when he saw that it was Ben White who was signing from Brighton and not him. But I mean, we move. I'm not sure if the internet situation is better. I still feel like it's a bit weird.
But,
Uh,
but looking back at what you just said, I think we actually needed Ben White,
Yeah, he's
to
still
be honest.
he's still the same.
Because I don't want to see holding plenty
Oh my
times this
God! Oh my days! Listen, let me tell you one thing, Theo. Don't let me start on this again.
No,
Don't let
no,
me start on
no,
this again.
no,
Are you
seriously,
telling
look
me?
at it. Look at our defensive
Oh my God!
options. Saliba went on loan. We
Yes,
have holding.
we I see. I hear you.
We only have
I
holding and
hear you.
Gabriel and Chamber. For the right-sided
No, no,
centre
no, no,
back, we
no,
needed
no.
the number.
Listen, Theo, listen. Are you telling me Saliba is that bad that he cannot get?
I
He
mean, we
can't be
don't know
worse
because
than
we
what
never
it
saw him
is.
play
We
for
don't
us.
know.
We don't know.
It's the coach's
Yeah,
decision.
this is no,
Coach
no,
is-
no.
the
It's
coach
coaching
never counted
decision.
him.
This is what we're saying, that this guy needs to be given a chance. Are you telling me that? Let me tell you one
But
thing. The way Arsenal, our team is so
let's be
bad
honest.
that
Saliba,
let me quickly say it. Our team is so bad that any team, any player from any team can come into our team
That's not true,
and just
Mossyboy.
see.
Me, I disagree with that one. Oh. Our players are the best players in the world. Come on.
No, get out here, man. Get out of here. What are you talking about? We have the worst right back in the league. You know, I'm
This is
not
something
kidding.
that I am not trolling right now. I do not think Bellerin is the worst right back in the Premier
Okay,
League.
tell me it. Okay, I want. Let me throw you a question.
oh
In
God.
look at all the Premier League squad, all the
I will
Premier League
have to
team.
go and look at
Listen,
all the Premier League. I
wait,
will come.
wait,
Remind
wait,
me next
wait,
week.
wait.
Remind me next week.
Look
I'll
at
have
all
an answer for you.
look at all the
You
team
don't
in the
forget
Premier
to say
League.
Bellerin enter PFA team
No, no,
of the
no, no,
year.
no. Listen. Look at all the team in the Premier League. Tell me which right back that Bellerin is better than. Does he better than
Very.
Southampton right back? Does he better than Brighton right back? Does he better than
Anyways,
Wolves right back? Does he better than Leicester right back? And
le-
these are the club that we are claiming that we are bigger than. Does he better than Matty Cash from Aston Villa? No. So
anyways,
don't
Mercy boy.
come on.
Oh, that thought. Let's take a few comments because I think we missed a lot of comments when the internet was acting up.
Okay.
Abdullah Munir is saying Xhaka is always scapegoated. It's not as bad as people think. He brings leadership, directs the players on the pitch. Xhaka and Partey can be a very good partnership. I mean, I agree with some parts of that. I think that one of the problems with Xhaka is also he has made too many mistakes. Some of those things they say
Um.
about him, they're not lies. You know, he
Listen,
fucks up
listen.
sometimes
No,
and he
no.
deserves
Let
some
me
of the
quickly.
criticism he
Let me
gets.
let me quickly come on that comment here. If um if Xhaka and Partey is going to be good as what this guy said. Why are we finishing eighth in the league? Why can't
We
let
finished
me
it
tell
because we couldn't score. Now we did
okay,
score.
let me tell you, let me say this, yeah. A good defense, we have a solid midfield. Our defense really look bad because we don't have a good midfielder. We bring in Partey in, we brought Partey in to come and steady the ship for us in the midfield. He hasn't done it because the reason why he hasn't done it is because the manager doesn't know the best partnership in the midfield.
Injuries also played a factor last
I
season.
mean, there was injuries. You make a valid point. Till today, if you ask Ateta who is his first 11, I'm not sure he knows,
He
right?
doesn't know.
But uh, but I mean, I personally think that with Xhaka is good. There's some things he does well, but he also has a lot of weaknesses. And sometimes, because of the way we play, and because of who he is, his weaknesses he shows. Because some of the criticism they give about him, they're true. He actually causes a lot of errors, causes a lot of opposition goals. So it's not a lie. Sentiment is here saying Shaka captain material with all those red twice, try to choke out Burnley players, losing all heads, all the fouls, because he's too immobile. I mean, the only thing I don't agree is the choking, because I remember when Patrick Vieira was in this club. Patrick Vieira used to fight. He was like a thug. And we were happy with that. Why is it that when Guendouzi chokes somebody or Xhaka chokes somebody,
So
all of a sudden it's so bad?
yeah,
Because we don't
but the
like
thing
these
is,
players.
the answer to that what you just said is because back then football is football. Right now, football is not football. You understand what I'm saying? If you go back to go and watch those games, people then back then the players then they are ready to break people's leg, and the referee will just say it's only a tackle. But here right now, you pull someone's shirt, VAR, look at it, red
Bro,
card, gone.
bro,
So
look at and this just reminded me of the Chelsea. Oh, sorry, what did I say? Chelsea, the Leicester City and Sevilla game, and that guy
hmm
that broke somebody's leg.
yeah,
I,
they broke Fofana's leg.
they broke that, but
Yeah.
that guy was so painful, man. I really wish that guy all the best because that was such a
Yeah,
terrible tackle.
yeah. He
And
tweeted. The
if
guy
like
tweeted. He said
like
he's
you
fine.
said, that kind of tackle should not be allowed in football today. But that guy, I don't even think he got a yellow card for breaking somebody's leg like that.
Yeah, but if it's a Champions League game or a proper game, he's getting a red card.
By the way, Mossyboy, sentiment has given you an wait. Mossyboy, sentiment is actually agreeing with you. He says Bellerin is not better than Newcastle's right back. I
Yeah, of
disagree.
course.
But we will see now. Randy Viper
And,
is saying my opinion. It's all Leno's fault. It's the foundation and the communicator, and he's crap at it.
yeah.
I would, and I'd like to hear what Theo has think about this. But let me say something real
Mm,
quick about this. So one of the things that, because from watching preseasons, the ones that
mm,
Leno has played, I remember the first one. Before it wasn't the Chelsea game. Now I can't remember the first preseason he played. I think it was that Millwall or Watford, and they did this thing where Leno passed to El Neni, and then El Neni lost the ball, and
mm,
he gave away a goal. And that day I defended Leno that day because El Neni had all the time in the world and he had a player to pass to. He made the wrong decision. But I think what Randy Viper is saying, which I kind of agree with here, is the style of football we want to play, which requires a lot of short passes from the back. It doesn't seem to suit Leno because Leno doesn't seem because it looks like it is planned that the DM or the CM, right, will come back to receive the ball from Leno. So you see Elneny coming back to receive the ball, Xhaka coming back to receive the ball, Ceballos when he was here, always coming back to
yeah.
receive the ball. So
Mm-hmm.
it looks like this is a plan.
Yeah.
It's not giving it to the CBs, it's giving it to the center midfielder that has come back to receive the ball.
Yeah.
Right. And then in the process of doing that, there's always a mistake. It happened with Xhaka, it happened
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Ceballos, it has happened with Elneny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it looks like that style is not suited to Leno's skill set. And it's either we change it or we get a keeper that can do it better.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
do you think about that, Theo? Let's hear from
Yes,
Theo on
Theo.
this.
Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
we can
we
hear
can
you,
hear you.
Theo.
Personally, for that issue, I think Leno's profile as a goalkeeper, I think he's I don't. I just feel he doesn't just have the calmness. I don't know what one of your comments said. He's like he's too. To me, he's a good shot stopper when it comes to saving shots. He's good at that. But for Arteta's system and what Arteta wants from his goalkeeper, I don't think Leno gives us that. Because the thing about Leno is is either if he catches a corner, distribute the ball quickly, like push the ball forward, do what you're supposed to do. My guy will hold the ball for like 10 seconds. He will not know what to do with the ball. He will just be standing, and then the opposition has already positioned their midfield, their defense, and then we'll have to start again. And when it even comes to passing from the back, I don't know whether it's nervousness or lack of communication. He makes the pass too long, or he puts the player he passes to in a difficult situation, like that Millwall friendly. Why are you passing it to Ronelli when you can bomb it forward? Against Burnley last season, why are you passing it to Xhaka when you can bomb it forward? I just feel Leno's whole profile as a goalkeeper doesn't fit what we want to do in our club.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that. I don't know if Mossyboy wants to add anything to
Yeah,
that before we move on from that.
I've said this before. Since we sold Martinez, Leno
Martinez.
doesn't have anybody to challenge him. You can see when Leno first came into Arsenal, because he knows that there is another goalkeeper that is on, in line to challenge him. If I lose my shirt here, another goalkeeper is there. So, and again, the club is making a mistake by telling him that he's the number
He's
one.
number one.
So that is the thing. The guy is not good enough for us. He is not, because, like Theo said, you play long range shot, he can stop it. You said it all, Theo. You play a corner, you pick up the corner, you're looking around. We're playing out from the back. They pass the ball to you. You put your foot on the ball. You're so slow that you cannot even distribute the ball so quick. Like, what is going on? There's some goalkeeper, like, that doesn't even have your experience. Immediately they get the ball, they can use their hands to throw the ball over the halfway line to the winger, to the both winger. When the goalkeeper get the ball, they know, the two wingers knows already they're on the line. They just throw the ball to them. But Leno is not that kind of. It's not that
It's
kind
not
of
that kind of
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper.
Look at when
Yeah, and
Martinez is in goal. He control that 6 yard box. Nobody else is
he
getting any
has a
ball that come
control
into
of
that
his
six.
area.
The
True.
same thing, Matt Ryan as well. In that 6 yard box, nobody is getting the ball that comes into that 6 yard box. But Leno, man,
Yeah.
to me,
I
I
mean,
I I, I I'm questioning it
so
big time.
there's clearly a goalkeeping issue. I mean, over the next coming months, we'll see what the club does about that. Let's take a few more comments. Abdullah is saying, what partnership is better, Fred and Pogba or Xhaka and Partey? Quick one, Mossyboy. Which one do you think is better, Fred and
Uh,
Pogba, Xhaka and Partey,
Is it Xhaka, Fred and Pogba, or
or Xhaka and Partey
I will go for Fred and Pogba.
and Pogba? What about you,
Yeah.
Theo? Fred and Pogba, Xhaka or Partey?
Fred and Pogba, of course,
Fred and
that far better.
Pogba. I think the results will probably justify, their responses you've
I
given.
first of all wants to say Pogba and Party, but
That
I
would be
just quickly look at
epic,
it.
right?
That would be great.
Spencer is saying Xhaka has over 40 yellow cards in 5 years. Bad tempered, ill disciplined. 40 yellow cards. That's a lot if that's true.
40 yellow cards in
Not
five
captain
years.
material. That's a lot. Randy Viper is saying the only thing with Xhaka is that he's too slow for the PL. Nothing else. There's a lot of players that makes the same mistake, but it gets unnoticed. I mean, that's
Yeah,
probably true. Xhaka
their
is not a
speed,
very
their speed
mobile
get them
player.
out of the
Yeah.
situation. Yeah.
We're only 5 points off top four last season. I don't really think that matters. We finished eighth. Randy
But the
Viper
thing
agrees
is,
with you
5 points
100%.
is a lot these days in the Premier
It's
League.
a lot, right? If you
Yeah.
didn't lose to Burnley and lose to Aston Villa twice, maybe you would have been in the top four, but it's fine margins now. Sentiment saying, Gbemiga, let's differentiate from Xhaka and Matteo Guendouzi. Guendouzi choking Mbappe, acceptable. Protecting Leno. Xhaka choking Burnley player up twice because it was a
Twice.
clumsy tackle, rash head loss. I mean, I think that's valid, to be honest. I'm one of
That
the
is
people that will
valid.
still
Yeah.
defend Guendouzi till tomorrow over that choke.
I
It's not
feel,
like I promote
see,
violence, but it was defending
I
his
feel
coach.
He was
the
defending his own player now.
I feel the different with Guendouzi is the reason why Arteta disciplined him wasn't for particular action. Because if we are actually being honest, all of us we follow our club very well. They were news during that Dubai. I think before COVID came, during that
Yeah, there
Dubai
was a thing
trip,
in Dubai.
even before that Dubai trip, shortly before Ateta came. If you can remember, people forget under Bloomberg, this
Mm,
man wasn't starting. Guendouzi wasn't starting. There were reports of attitudinal problems with Guendouzi,
mm,
even under Bloomberg, just
yeah.
like format that Bloomberg coached
Mm,
us. His
yeah.
first coach in Lorient, I remember when we
Yeah.
signed him, when we
Yeah.
signed him from Lorient,
Yeah.
coach came out and said, this boy, he's a talented boy, but what he needs to change is his attitude.
Mm.
But as
Yeah.
we were just happy for him being our signing, we thought the guy was
But
Yeah.
hating.
you're not
But
wrong, Theo, because all of these things you said, I mean, apart from the Longberg one, I had not heard that. But like these are
Mhm.
facts. There was issues in Dubai, there was issues with
Yeah.
his former manager,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But here's what I've always said, and I think we always, we look at it and say, you look at Balotelli, for example,
Yeah.
hot-headed guy, had all these problems. I don't think
Yeah.
Guendouzi is that bad,
Is that
right?
bad? Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad. And I
It's
think
not as bad as
sometimes we're
Balotelli. Yeah.
exaggerating how bad this guy is.
Yeah.
A lot of players misbehave. Our
Hmm.
captain Aubameyang, he misbehaved in Dortmund before he came here.
He came here.
Players mess up, right?
Hmm.
And if a player is, when he was in Lorient, it was what, 1918, he already had attitudinal issues. When he was here, it was like 2021. I
Hmm.
think that under a proper manager, some of those things can be managed, right?
Hmm.
And there's what I've now said. This is how I always end this issue, as is that you can decide as a manager that you don't want a player anymore. I agree with that 100%, right? But what I don't agree with is the method to which you dismiss that player. When you dismiss him in a way that we can no longer make money from selling the player, I think that that is wrong,
Hmm.
right? Because look at someone like Alex Ferguson, right? You see him when he doesn't like a player anymore, right? Maybe a player is getting out of hand. We saw it with Beckham, we saw it with Ronaldo. If
Hmm.
he's getting out of
Those
hand,
players ain't
he
if they
sells
ain't
them.
going cheap, he sells them
But he's
with
not going to
good
sell them
money
for cheap. You
for
sell
cheap.
Guendouzi was, he was one of the best, I mean, most highly valued youngsters in the
Hmm.
game when he was at Arsenal, right? We've tanked his value now. And even if we want to sell him, you can't sell him for a good price. So you don't have to
Hmm.
keep him. But you should try not to tank his value. And that's what I always say. Let's take a few more comments. Sentiment saying last season and the season before, Burnley players capable of getting under Xhaka's skin. Shows his poor mentality. I mean, that's probably true. Randy Viper, that's what Martinez did when Villa scored against us. LOL. Um, Sentiment is also saying, well, Proud killed Martinez last season. At the end of the day, Martinez, no matter how good he is, I mean, he's still. I don't want to say he's an average goalkeeper, but I mean, he's a good goalkeeper. But Aston Villa, they aren't
He's a
that good a
world
team
class now, I would
at the
say.
end of this.
He
I
is
mean,
a
yeah,
world
now
class
he's world
goalkeeper
class
now.
after what he's won. And let's talk about Aston Villa for a little bit. Thank you, Abdullah. It was good having you. Let's talk about Aston Villa for a little bit. Ordinary, you can imagine we've already surpassed the 1 hour mark. Uh, Look at Aston Villa now. Yes, they've sold Grealish, but they've signed Buendia. They signed Danny Ings a few days ago. They've signed this guy from what's Bayer, what's he called now?
Leon
Uh,
Bailey,
Leon Bailey, right?
Hmm.
They've
Yeah.
improved their attack essentially,
Essentially,
right?
yeah.
And we all know that defensively they had started to, they have all these tough defenders, Minks,
Yeah.
Cash, all these guys just said they've signed Martinez. Do you think Aston Villa will finish higher than they did last season? Do you think they can
Um,
be
uh,
a threat to the top six?
well,
they're already a threat. They're already a threat, even without all these signings. To be honest, the way we are going, without even though they didn't sign Ward Prowse or Danny Ings,
mm,
they were most likely going to finish ahead of us because
I think we lost you for a second.
yeah, yeah. But what I would say to that is because if you look at last season, if you look at last season as well, Aston Villa signed out their players quickly, and they get them ready for. That's why they have a very good run when they are winning games, but they still end up not finishing the top four anyway.
They didn't. I
So
don't. I think they finished what? They finished below us, if I'm
I
right.
think so. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. I can't remember the table anymore now. But with the way they're doing things, I think they're trying to say, oh, we are kind of want to improve things that last season.
Yeah.
So
They
they go
finished
and
11th.
they yeah they went out to go and get a striker that knows where the goal is. because if
That's Danny Ings, right?
if Danny Ings can play in that Southampton team and keep scoring goals for them, then you go to a team like Aston Villa, like you have a better creative midfielder. They create the chances for you.
But Grealish is gone now. It's Buendia now.
Yeah, Grealish is gone, but without Grealish, you remember Grealish was out for Aston Villa for a period of time last season, and they still winning games. If you understand what I mean. So
True, true.
I think Aston Villa is just trying to build the squad slowly, but I think the guy they wants to build the squad around that's left now, so they have to kind
So
of
they need to
think.
get that marquee guy that we
Yeah,
can change
they need
things.
to they just need to go option B. I think they know that Grealish is leaving. That's why
Yeah,
we just heard the news about
about
Ings.
Ings.
Yeah,
Ings.
so
And I think some of the guys they signed, Leon Bailey, I think is a really good player as well, and he's a
yeah.
playmaker as well. Creates a lot of
Hmm.
chances. Buendia, you also know. I mean, we all heard about. We
Yeah.
all saw him in the Premier League, and we saw what he did
Hmm.
for Norwich. So I mean, I think that maybe the two of them, if you combine it, they can give you Grealish ability. Or I mean, we just have to watch and see.
And see, yeah, that's right.
Randy Viper thinks he'll finish in top 10. Sentiment does not agree with you that Martinez is a world class keeper, but
So what it is
Randy
then?
Viper agrees with you. He's
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
Mossyboy world class. That's
Yeah,
not what
but,
he's
but
saying.
it's
That
okay. Tell me, we can't. Let me ask. Who said that? Who said that
that's
Martinez is not what?
sentiment. Sentiment. It doesn't
Sentiment. Okay, who are you gonna pick between Martinez and Leno right now, if I may ask?
yeah,
So
sentiment. Let us know
he's
in the
way
comments.
better than our goalkeeper anyway.
Let us know in the comment. Randy Viper agrees with you though. He thinks Martinez is world class. He
Yeah,
thinks he's top five goalkeeper. Wow,
in the
in the
Premier
world or in
League.
the
Yeah,
Premier League?
It's
Okay,
top three, top three, top
top
five is
three
too
in
much.
the Premier League.
in the
Top.
Premier League, I think he's
Yeah.
definitely it will be top three because I think when you look at the Premier League, maybe Ederson, Allison, and Martinez.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably what it is. Sentiment is here saying the squad is weaker now than it was at the end of the season. Midfield in tatters, spends money on defense. As bad as it is, the midfield is worse.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not sure if he's
let me
talking
say
about
some.
Arsenal or Villa.
Let me say. I think it's talking about us now. Yeah,
Okay.
this is why I said earlier. Even though if we go out there and buy two world class centre back, if we don't have a good midfield, those two centre back will
You
look
people, why
useless.
don't you people rate Sambi Lokonga? Didn't you see that boy's ball holding
Sambi
ability?
Lokonga is going to end up in our under 23. He's
No,
not a
no, no, no,
starter.
no, 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 no,
Come
no,
on,
no,
man.
no,
Mosy
no.
boy, you the
That
para.
one I won't agree. I won't agree. Because if someone like
Mosy boy, the para.
Guendouzi,
I want that boy. Oh.
someone like
Lokonga Sabio.
if someone like Guendouzi can break through into our midfield, we spent 21 million on Sambi. It's actually Guendouzi that was supposed to be in our under 23. This Lokonga, people forget we spent 21 million on him. 21
Okay,
million. It's
Theo,
not the small money.
make I tell you one thing here. Make I tell you one thing. Why, if Sambi Lokonga is our top player in the midfield, why we keep Xhaka? Why do we keep Xhaka?
You know, say Jaka na circumstances now. We won't sell him, but
I
they don't
beg,
want pay
come
him
on,
money.
T, come on. Wait, what are you talking about?
We
What do you
won't sell
mean?
him, but
What
they
do
don't
you
want pay him money now. Now why
listen,
now?
listen? The player. Why I think is the reason why Arsenal keep Xhaka is because it's 99.9% everybody knows that Xhaka is a Roma player, right?
Mm-hmm.
The player Arsenal won't bring in to that midfield. Maybe probably the club they say, oh no, we're not selling. We're not. It doesn't matter how much you pay. Then they just decide to say, okay, we need to keep Xhaka. We can't let him go, right? Or Atata did what he did last time. You remember when Xhaka kind of went ballisted with fan, where everybody
Mm-hmm.
think that it's out the door. Atata came, begged this guy to stay. And when we are talking about this Roma deal that is gone to Roma, this guy, their team get of the Euro. Xhaka went on holiday, comes back to the club. Atata begged him now to stay. That's the reason why. Maybe probably that's the reason why he's staying now.
Looking back on what you're even saying,
He,
this one that Teta convinced Xhaka twice. You should be
Yeah.
the one that is negotiating with other clubs because he seems like a very
It seems like he
negotiator.
knows what to say to people to make
He
them stay.
knows what to say to people. So you should be talking to all these clubs. Let them like talk to Leicester. Let them
Bro.
You understand why you understand what I'm
Randy
saying?
Weber
Because
here is saying Lokonga was brought in to be for a bench player.
bench
Xhaka and
player.
Partey were penned as starters. But
That's right. That's the thing. That's exactly
let's
what I said. It's not a starter.
we will see though, because I mean, I'm one of the things that I mean, I guess now Willock is leaving. I was also hoping that Miguel Aziz, we can make a decision on whether we want to play him as a as a substitute this season, or we want to sell him out on loan. But that's somebody that I think that his time is coming as well, and we should probably start thinking about to integrate him. But before we
Yeah.
round up the show, we know what Arsenal have done in the transfer window this season. So Theo, in your opinion, what other players do we still need to get? I'm not talking about sell now, because sell, I mean, it's obvious who we need to sell. But what other players do you think we still need to get?
realistic or just my opinion.
Realistically, let's.
Well, players that we need, I would say Madison.
Okay.
I would say a right back, Max Aarons. I'm
Okay.
not really into sign another striker, so Madison, a right back, and another center midfielder.
And we're fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Mossyboy, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. First of all, we need to get another two right back, which they're gonna push each other. If
So
one
you
messed
don't
up the
want
other,
Chambers, you don't want Cedric, you don't
listen,
want
listen.
Bellerin.
Let me
All
let me let
three.
me let me let me tell you one thing. Yeah,
Mossyboy, you the
Chambers,
para.
listen, Chambers, Bellerin, Cedric Suarez, three of them should go out the door. Atata should go out there, get a right back, two quality right back that if one messed up, the other one gets in, the other one messed up, that they're going to be pushing
So you
each
don't
other
think that
really bad.
Chambers can be the second choice to the quality right back you buy?
Listen, listen.
Chambers
You
is
see all
decent.
this. Look. All these players, these are the players that was there season before last, and they're there last season, and they've been there. Where did they get us to finish? Eighth. I'm not going to sit down and watch Arsenal finish eighth again next season. Okay, so
Protest.
we need to go out there, get a better right back. Okay, we got two best left back here because that
Tavares.
guy,
Ah, no, I like that guy.
Varez, if Tierney keep getting injured, that guy will become number one. He looks
I
good,
like that guy.
right? That is what we need to go and do on the right side of the field as well. Okay, Chambers is not good enough. Suarez is not good enough. Who is the third one?
Bellerin, obviously,
Bellerin.
people have even
That one
crucified
should
him.
go back. That one they should divide that guy's wages into two, send him back to Spain. Okay, we don't need any of them. Ateta should go and fix that side. Then we need a quality another midfielder that is going to be next to Party. Okay, then like Theo said, we don't need a striker. We need a number 10, a named number 10 that is already established that Emil Smith Rowe will learn from. Smith Rowe only cannot do the job for us all season. He will get
Yeah,
tired.
I
He's
mean,
a young
depending
boy.
on where we want to
Okay,
finish. If we want to finish
that's it.
eighth, yeah, maybe. But if we want to
If we
challenge
want
for
to
top
finish
four, we
eighth,
probably need.
if we keep this squad and we didn't get the three position that we discussed, right back, another defensive midfielder, and number 10, if we don't get those three positions sorted, I'm telling you right now, we're finishing below eight this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's interesting. I almost maybe, and this is just me being unnecessarily optimistic. I almost think that we might be okay with Chambers and Cedric in right back, but you guys clearly don't agree with that. But I mean, let's see how it goes. The problem is, I think we have too many players. Sentiment says Xhaka will end another manager's career at Arsenal. Your Xhaka what? Coach Slayer. Honestly, if Arteta leaves before Xhaka, he's really a coach slayer. Randy Viper
The
here
funny
says
thing is that the next coach now would like him.
everybody always likes Xhaka. Once a coach comes, Xhaka becomes their first choice on the team sheet. Is Xhaka and Leno.
Listen, everybody become their first choice because he always do everything simple, sideways, sideways, sideways. He looks for the
Oh, but
nearest
you
man and
know,
pass the ball.
Xhaka, as Mossyboy, you can take everything from Xhaka,
Okay,
but you will know that Xhaka has good passing ability.
okay, he has a good personability. In if I want to, if I can, it's not like personally as a person I like him, but his footballing ability. He needs to bring what he always do for Switzerland to
Switzerland.
Arsenal. Look at him at Euro compared to Xhaka you see at Arsenal.
To be honest, he actually doesn't do that much of there's no difference in what he does in Arsenal to what he does
And what he does in
in the
Switzerland.
Euro. It's just the pace of the game. It favors him more. The Premier
Unless
League,
unless if the manager is playing him wrongly at Arsenal. That's it.
I don't even think the manager is playing him wrongly per se. I think they've just not found the best pairing for a guy like Xhaka because
yeah.
a guy like Xhaka, eh, his strength is in his passing, right? So if you find the right kind of partner for him that can cover up his defensive weaknesses and I will be there to help him when he makes those mistakes, it might be a little better. But uh we'll see how it goes. Somebody just reminded me now that Willian is still at this club. Willian and Kolasinac. I can't believe it. We have to. I don't know what we're gonna do this season.
I
Oh. I
thought
really
you
don't know
got
what we're gonna do.
last match.
We need a miracle in this
Oh
transfer
my
window.
god. Oh
Gentlemen
my
say no mercy. Eight, we would be lucky with these clubs at the moment.
god.
I'm really, really, I'm concerned. The reason why I'm concerned is the teams that we should ordinarily be competing with, they've distanced themselves,
Of
right? So
course, they
Man
have.
City miles ahead of everybody at the moment. Liverpool, you already know what they did.
Quick one.
Manchester
What is the
United,
mm,
they
when you say miles? What is another thing to qualify miles ahead?
they
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 they they
they the universe is
they've
ahead of
already
everybody.
turned corner twice or they've turned corner 100 times. Arsenal is still
They're miles ahead of everybody. Manchester United as
come on.
well. I mean, buying Sancho, buying Varane, they've put
You
themselves
understand what
in a
I'm
position
saying?
where you can say they're
Uh,
fully ahead of Arsenal. And obviously, you can't when you say Chelsea, you already know they're I mean Champions League winners. If they can bring Lukaku like they're trying to do, then
mm.
they are also. I mean, I watched the game against
But
Chelsea
I
Tottenham in the
actually
first
I'm
half.
I'm actually happy. I was telling my brother-in-law that I'm happy that Chelsea is not signing this Haaland guy.
Let them buy their
Let
Lukaku,
them
no
buy
problem.
Lukaku.
I'm
I'm
okay.
happy.
Sign Lukaku, but don't
Sign
as long as
Lukaku.
don't bring Haaland. You know,
You
so you can see Chelsea and say they're also miles ahead of us.
Chelsea,
I mean
no,
Spurs and Fox
Chelsea,
Spurs.
Chelsea realized their mistake from bringing Lampard in as a manager. And half the way of the season, you know if you don't remember if you, I will remind you, when Lampard is still at Chelsea and Ateta is at Arsenal, they are both on top of each other. Chelsea are just like on top of Arsenal then,
Arsenal, who were doing yeah.
and Chelsea sees that PSG sacked their manager. They just say, "Oh, Lampard, okay, we're happy with what you've done. You are one of our legend, but you will need to
You need to
shift."
find your way.
You understand what I mean? They
Mm,
just bring the manager in, bang, look at him. He comes in. That guy never lost a game all the way to the end of the season, and he gone on to win a Champions League.
won the
Even
Champions
the
League.
FA Cup, Leicester just stand toe to toe to him. That's why Leicester scored that goal, and they just like stand toe to toe
So,
to the remainder of the and they
well,
because they should have
they
beat Leicester like maybe probably 4-1 or so.
it's
But
interesting, but I think all these clubs they've distanced themselves from us. We still haven't made. I mean, we've made some reasonable signings in Tavares and Lokonga and
yeah, but
Ben
I
White,
think
arguably.
you
But I
you
don't
think
think
you
we've
think you see
done the
what
thing that would transform our season.
you see what I think that Arsenal needs to do. Yeah, right. Everybody complaining, they're blaming the owner of Arsenal that they're not spending money, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. Okay, I think you mentioned it before that there are some problems that can be solved below before we go to the bigger problem, right? The people that they put in place, the owner of the club, they believe they are footballing people, whereas they are not. They don't know what they're doing. To me, They
They
need
are
to
not
go out
footballing
there.
people.
They're not footballing people. These are the people that they see Arsenal as a charity. That, oh yeah, if I go and work for this club, and if I tell them that I want this amount, so amount for salary, they're not going to hesitate. They will pay. So they need to start from getting the proper footballing people in. Let's start from, let's say, from Vinay, Edu. They need to get those people in. They need to get rid of those people and get people in that is going to give the manager a target and said, if you don't finish at this position, no question asked, you are out the door. Then it's up to that manager to go to the players and say, look, if you're not pulling your weight, you're in playing for me. You understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
the way Atata is now is so relaxed. He got no target. You
Yes.
understand what I mean?
Yeah. It's a 5 year target.
Because the people at the top doesn't give him a target. So they need to get footballing people in that really wants to win, that really wants to bring the club back to glory. Because right now that club, yeah, all the history that has been there for years, everything has been broken under this manager. It's because, and the reason being is because he's got no target. They don't give him any target. Okay, they just say, okay, go and do your job. Because if he has a target, then it's not going to just, because when he first came in, everybody was saying, oh yeah, we have a Tata. Pep Guardiola said he's the best coach. All the Manchester City player around him, Sterling, Phil Foden, they coming out to talk good about him. Come on, man, what do you expect them to say? This guy doesn't have no CV. This guy doesn't have no CV to manage Arsenal.
To Yeah, I mean, like you said, the problem was that we brought this kind of inexperienced guy. But even when you've now done it and you see that it's not working out, you have to make the decision to cut your losses. But we're going to see what's going to happen. I think that whatever happens this season is big for us now. If we do progress under Ateta to go back into the top four, or now we have to even try to get back into the top
So,
six
so if
first
if Ateta wants to convince me and he wants me to, okay, yeah,
to win the damn league
I'm backing him. He should go in next season and win that title.
and try to
If
win the.
if
I said it.
if
I
if he
think that.
doesn't if he doesn't look, if you have the ambition to win the title, right, and we fan can see that, oh, okay, maybe probably what I don't pass Gary, we will accept. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
So we're going to accept that, okay, you try, at least you finish second or third. It's
mm-hmm.
just like other team, they got stronger squad.
It was just better
You
than.
understand? They just
Yeah,
got better player that you cannot be toe to toe to them. But
yeah,
if we can see that you trying, but not next season, halfway through the season, we're sitting down in 10th or we're sitting down in
intense. That
15th.
would be irritating. I can't
Man,
lie.
come on.
And I talk. I'm say if us now, if Ateta, if may try win league this season, because if we win that league this season, then we're back in the Champions League. We can all of a sudden attract the best players and
That's
really
it.
build the
That's the
squad.
thing. That is
But
the
we're gonna
thing.
see. Sentiment here is saying
Mm.
the board, Cheswick, Harris or Peckham, Vinay, Edwin Ateta are not investing right. 50 million for a CB, but the midfield is so neglected.
You
Disarray and
understand what I mean?
abolition.
That the position that we need, they just neglect it
We just
completely.
neglected it, and you're focusing more on things that we probably have good enough players, but you're just not going to try them. And I'm talking about Saliba.
I was saying something earlier, right? If we have look at, I will give this example I want to give you. Yeah, I would say the defense that we have now, the eh, the defense that we have now with Koscielny, and who is partnering Koscielny, then is it Matasaka, right?
Saka.
Those two guys, they are not the best in the league, right? But Arsene Wenger is still managing to finish top four with those two guys. The
Even
reason
when we
being,
had worse players, it was
when
still
we has
finishing top
the
four.
reason being is because Arsene Wenger addresses the midfield. Arsene Wenger will always tell you midfield wins you the football, right? It's
Hmm.
not like those players are the best in the world, but because the people playing in front of them, they are so creative and they are so intelligent, it makes those our back four looks good, right? And Arsene
Hmm.
Wenger is a type of manager. He doesn't care. He doesn't really scared of conceding goals. He believes that my team are good enough, my midfielder are good enough to create the chances for for the striker to score goals, and that always happen. You understand? I can't remember what game we are playing. I think is I can't remember I can't remember. I think it's Wigan or I can't remember the team. We are kind of like maybe probably 4-0 down.
Yeah,
When
it
Theo
was in the
Walker
FA
scored
Cup,
like FA
and
Cup,
we
we
ended
are
up
losing.
winning
I thought
seven
we are
five or
out.
something like that.
But half time when those player comes back, and Arsene Wenger, he just that midfield just tick, bang, bang, bang. Look at the FA Cup final against Hull as well. We are 2-0 down. All of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. Santi Cazorla, magician, he do his thing. Because to me midfield like midfield if your midfield is good, they're intelligent, they know when to move the ball forward, they know when to pass the ball, they pass the ball to the right player, not sideways. When you get the ball, you pass it to the side, you pass it to the side like the players that we have now. But let's have a go at them, let's penetrate into them. What is all this? Okay, you have to knock it wide and cross it in. We don't have Giroud in our squad anymore. Aubameyang is not a striker that scored a lot of goals with his head. Lacazette is not a striker that scored a lot of goals with his head. If you understand what I'm saying, but
Yeah,
we
yeah.
really. And one more thing I want to say before we stop the
From
show:
round up the show, yeah.
this playing out from the back in is not working.
Especially if you're using Leno, it's
Yeah,
not gonna work.
it's not working. Atata really need to learn quickly and change his style of play. We are not Man City. Man City has got world class player that can do what Pep want. We don't. It really needs to change it, and the quicker it can really realize it, the better. It
The
needs to
better it'll be
think
for
that,
us.
oh, I'm not Pep. I'm not at that stage where Pep is. I'm a different kind of manager. It really need to kind of change it
Yeah,
quick before
yeah.
everything kind of falls
You're
down on him.
you're you're right, and it's also one of the things that I think is dangerous if Ateta is really just trying to be like Pep.
Hmm.
Because if you look at Pep in all of his career, he has always had a good team. You know, when
Yeah,
he was
look,
at
look.
Barca,
Yeah,
he was at Barca when they had Messi, Ronaldinho, Xavi,
yeah,
Iniesta. Like he had the team that could do this. When he went to
yeah.
Bayern
But
Munich, it was the same,
the thing
and even
is,
at City.
Pep doesn't have Messi at Bayern Munich, and he went on to do it. He's got the players. He doesn't have it. So since he left Barcelona, he hasn't won the Champions League. You understand? So, but he's winning the
The league
domestic cup.
itself, yeah.
This is bread and butter for teams that they should be challenging to go and win. You understand what I
To go
mean?
and
So,
win,
but
yeah.
even though
But we'll
if
see.
yeah, we'll
Fingers
see. Even
crossed
though if
again.
Pep Guardiola comes to Arsenal, come on, you will see that you just want to lay his marker down, bang, bang, bang. You're not good enough to
Hmm.
play for me. You're not good enough. You're not good enough to play. Look at how good Sane is. That guy that play left wing for Man
Yeah,
City.
yeah. It's now in
He's,
Bayern.
he's, he's not good enough. Just he push him out
Tell him to
because he
go.
wants people. He wants players that are ready to work for him, that are ready to chase the ball.
True.
So you
Sentiment
know.
here is saying Xhaka is not Santi. He's not even a Quelling. He's saying Mossyboy at this point, Ateta playing out of the back, now stubbornness. It's a decision. Now learning curve was last season. It's not just the playing out of the back. A lot of decisions that Ateta makes, it's obvious now that it's not an error. It's not like, oh, this is just something he has to learn. It's like he has seen the situation, but this is what
And
he
he
has
just
stuck
stick
to
to.
regardless,
Hmm.
because that's what he knows. Um, and it's one of my biggest criticisms of Ateta is that he's not able to adapt and change. Right? I don't know
Mm,
whether it's an ego thing or that's just the
I
only
don't
thing
know.
he knows. But
I have no idea. It's just
uh,
don't have option B. Like what Theo said earlier, and I've said it on our previous show before. I think when we are doing a player rating, Atata doesn't. If things are not going right for him, he doesn't know what to
doesn't know
do,
what else to do.
what else to do to kind of. You will just see him at the line. He will just be kind of playing with himself, or like what is going on here? What can I do? Well, but nobody is around him to advise him and say, "Oh, okay, Gaffer, things is not going right. This is what we could try. This is what we could do." And but he's
To
just
change things.
confused completely.
Yeah. And I think we
You
said it on
understand
this
what I mean?
show
So
again last week as well that
yeah,
he should surround himself with people who are able to tell him what to do.
tell him what to
Uh,
do. He's a young manager. He doesn't have any experience, and most of the assistant manager they got more experience than him. They've been assistant manager before Atata actually become an assistant manager. They
true,
can talk to him and just say, okay, Gaffer, it's not working. Let's try this.
true,
That's working as a team. You understand what I mean? But if you just leave him by the line, just trying to think for himself, he ain't getting anything out of his head.
true, true. Anyways, fingers crossed.
Yeah,
The season starts on the 13th of
yeah,
August. Obviously,
yeah.
Arsenal Brentford.
Hmm.
Last season we kicked off the season with Arsenal Fulham. This well, it's always Arsenal against a relegated team. I mean a team that a newly promoted team
Arsenal,
rather.
Arsenal, Brentford. Yeah, that's
So it's
right.
Arsenal Brentford on the 13th. I mean, which is essentially what 8 days away.
Yeah.
So pretty much the season starts in 1 week,
Hmm.
and there'll be a
A
lot
week on
more.
Sunday, I think.
Yeah, the week on Sunday. So there'll be a lot more, to talk about. Hopefully, within the next week,
Hmm.
Arsenal is able to do something. Although, whatever they do now, if it doesn't work out, they'll tell you it's because they didn't have enough preseason to integrate it. Um,
I'm telling you now,
especially
Gbemiga,
in
I
the
will not
midfield.
take any excuse, whatever excuse they're bringing. I will
Yeah,
not take any of it.
there should be no
They
excuses.
have the whole August, they have the whole July to get all the player they need in and get them ready for the season to start. This is the reason why I said it. This is the reason why I like Alex Ferguson. You will never see Alex Ferguson like 2 weeks for transfer window to end to still saying that we are in the market looking for this player. Looking is get everybody that he needs is get them in, get them ready. Whether they wants to go on preseason trip, they've gone to that. All the players are there. They get themselves. They come back. You know, they kick off with really good. But Arsenal, you will see Arsenal on the last day of the season trying to get a deal done. What's that all about?
I don't know why that's
Come on,
even
man.
under Wenger, it was just a style
Yeah,
that
even under Wenger.
that we
But we,
we
we know we know that okay, we actually know that okay, Arsene Wenger is trying to kind of is the accountant, is the manager, is just trying to kind of penny pinching and get the especially when Arsenal is still trying to pay for the stadium. With even though when we're trying to play for the stadium, we're still paying for the stadium. We are not this bad.
yeah,
We're not this bad.
exactly.
Someone says I can't remember. Someone says on I was watching. Someone says that instead of giving Xhaka a long time another contract, they would rather go and bring Jack Wilshere back. But I can understand why that person is so frustrated. That's the reason why he said that. But Jack Wilshere is past it now because his injury is not letting him reach his potential. So, but it's what it is. We're giving him a contract now. We're gonna see what happened next season and see.
So yeah, we'll see.
So because
Sentiment.
now I'm trying to kind of push back now that this guy ain't getting 10 games from me anymore. The first 5 game, I'm telling you.
um, I think I don't even think there's anything we can do about it because the first 5 games we have Brentford, then we have Chelsea, then we have Man City, you
Mhm,
know, then we have Norwich and Burnley, and Chelsea and Man City are two games that if we say we are who we are, we really cannot expect a lot from those games. But Brentford, Norwich, Burnley, those are games I think we should win. Then we have Tottenham, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Leicester, Watford. So that's a good run of games for Arteta to show us something different this season.
mhm.
And if he doesn't, Like sentiment here says, we send him to Derby. Doesn't need to
Yes.
be at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Sentiment also says, Gbemiga, remember that Ateta said they know their targets, they have a clear plan, etc. And they said this, and we have to hold them to their words. Anyways, this has been an interesting show.
Hmm.
1 hour, 30 minutes of Lasgidi effect, as it
Yeah.
go. And big ups to every single person that has, stayed with us. Randy Viper, Sentiment, obviously, as well. Big ups to you, Abdullah Munir. He came here today. Bagav as well. Big ups to you. Big ups to Theo, who joined us in the studio. And
Yeah.
everybody, thank you for sticking with us on Lasgidi Effect. And you know what it is. See you again next week. Hopefully, by the time we see you next week, Arsenal would have
Something
done
happened.
something about the midfield and the right
Yeah.
back. All
Yeah.
right, cheers, man.
Yeah. Peace.
Tick tock, time na money. Ori, me, check a shake yori. Lick it, come and take me away to the place of my desire. I don't wanna be late. To the